Taking it true. Let's get it.
We talk about the GOAT, man. He might be the GOAT. He set a new bar.
Setting the bar? He's killing the bar.
He set a new bar, I'm saying.
Both of them are on the list, the top 10.
What? Come on. Is he the best player in the league?
I can't say that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
You got the
Texas over everything bone out.
You ain't won every bet.
I have though.
Nope. Come on.
Oh,
that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. That's easy money. They feeling too good about themselves. They outside. I don't care what time
He should get South Beach.
I think to my parlay. The PP parlay.
Listen to the Commissioner Pierce here. He has the insights on the flow of what we're creating here.
Truth is truth.
They doing the cha-cha, goddammit.
They team doing the cha-cha slide.
Cha-cha.
Right.
Cha-cha.
We are here at the 2023 Allen Iverson Classic. We just got through with practice, the second day of practice. I have two of my brothers here with me this year. You know, we all love AI, but he has a lot of brothers in the league that show a lot of love to him. My two brothers, Larry Hughes, Tim Thomas, guys I've been knowing for a long time. Honored to have y'all part of the Iverson game, man. Welcome.
Appreciate
the Allen Iverson game. Showtime basketball, of course.
Sir.
You know how they go.
Yes, sir.
Practice. We didn't got started the last 2 days. Your first thoughts of the players from the first two practices?
Man, I've been around the ball for a long time. Obviously seen a lot of guys come through, and the skill level and the basketball IQ is high.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got to fine tune the details, but that's what stood out to me is the kids know what they should be doing.
Mm-hmm. Tim?
Yeah, very, very talented group of kids. Obviously, cream of the crop here at the game. And like El just said, just got to fine tune different things and show them, how to go about it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's key.
I always say that this game is different from any game that we didn't play in or games going on now.
Right.
Because if we had a guy like Allen that had an All-American game when we was in high school, we was for sure playing in it. Right? So how important is it that we tell the kids and help them understand how important to make Allen Iverson game just as big as the McDonald's game for our culture and what it means to him?
I think it's huge because for the simple fact that you have guys like ourselves here, sharing those experiences, right? Definitely at other games you have the talent, but you don't have guys, expressing, the rights and wrongs, the ins and outs of it all, and just showing them, what's coming, for that next level. And I think that's key, right? So a game like this and obviously what AI means to us and the culture is huge, And, like we always talk about the real ones, right? Just having some real guys that, is really gonna spit that real game and give you, that insight is key.
Mm-hmm. I really think it's no other game like this because just the way we interact with the kids.
Right.
We didn't get that when we was playing in All-American games. We didn't get none of that, right?
Nah.
So if the kids coming in here and they putting on the Allen Iverson jersey and shoes and they don't know what it means, what would you tell them?
Oh man, that's they all got TV. You know what I'm saying? So they know like what he brought to the table.
Right.
So when we come and we try to give that message to him, it's like, all right, you have to emulate that. You know what I'm saying? When he got on the floor, he would always say, I'm gonna play every game like it's my last.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So when you get these kids in here and they get to practice, it's like, it's not necessarily a game, but you still have to compete like it's the last time you'll get a chance to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with guys that have been around the block, we understand that process is true. I think having us around to keep pushing that message, like, hey man, this could be it. Like you could have practice this day and it could be over.
Mm-hmm.
So I think having guys around that's been there, done that, helps the kids understand like what that message is, like what that message really means to, to AI.
Both of y'all guys play for Philadelphia 76ers.
Mm-hmm.
How important is it to have Allen Iverson game in this area?
I mean, it's huge.
Philly jersey.
It's huge. It's big time. I mean, when you talk about, just the culture and basketball here, in the state of Pennsylvania or Philadelphia, you talk about Dr. J, and then you talk about AI, right? So, I mean, it's big time to have anything, with his name attached to it here in Philadelphia. Big time.
Yeah, that's for a guy who didn't win a championship. I mean,
that says a lot too.
You know, from a guy who didn't win a championship, obviously not from Philadelphia as well, but can come back, never pay for a meal. You know what I'm saying? Can
Park
go
on the curb, like you say. Park his car anywhere.
Park on the curb,
anywhere,
do
can do anything in the city, man.
Right.
Just and not even just obviously the people that watched him play, but like even the younger generation that wasn't around, he still get the credit from those guys as well. So that's that's big time.
So I have my own relationship with AI. I never played with him, but we always been like brothers. I just think the person I am, he just embraced me from day one. You know what I'm saying? And like I get calls from him every other day, him telling he loved me. And that mean a lot because you know I looked up to him. He showed me that I didn't have to compromise nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To be successful. Y'all had a chance to actually play with him.
Right.
Can y'all? I want to know because I know y'all both different, and everybody have their different relationships with AI. Tell me the difference between y'all relationships and give me a funny story that I wouldn't know. Because we talk all the time, so I know damn near everything. But give me a story of when y'all was playing with AI, because I never got a chance to share a locker room with him.
Well, for me, obviously I went to school here at Villanova, right? And I was obviously a pro coming out of high school. So for me, my first time really running into AI was here in Pennsylvania at King of Prussia, the mall. He knew what I was going through as far as, you know, being a big time basketball player and not having any finances in college. So the first time I run into him, he just shoot me some cash instantly.
You remember how much?
It was probably about 1,000, maybe 2,000, right?
Yeah,
so he just shoot me some cash instantly, right? And you know, we clicked from there. We shared numbers, and you know, I would always, you know, run into him on City Line and things of that nature. So, but actually getting drafted and having the opportunity to play with him was everything, because it was myself and Jerry Stackhouse. They was in the backcourt, and then I was the three, right? But you know, I had the opportunity to see him grow and develop early on before he really got to the superstardom of, you know, his career, right? So this was before the braids, right? He was growing out the afro and getting into his routine. And
I don't even remember that guy.
Right, exactly. A lot of people don't, right? So it was that guy, and I seen the tattoos coming, you know what I mean? It was clean arms, then it was a full arm, you know what I mean? Clean leg, then it was a, you know, full leg. So I seen that transition with Chuck for about 2 years before I got, you know, traded. And, you know, that was the same year I got traded, L came in.
Y'all had about 30 games together?
Yeah, we had about 30 games in. So me, Chuck, and L really never was on the court.
At the same time?
At the same time. You know, but we was on the team together, but we was really never on the court at the same time. So, you know, I had the opportunity to see, you know, Chuck early, and then obviously, you know, play with them and then play against him. So, I mean, it was just a thrill to see a guy, you know, that small, that competitive, and bringing it every single night, you know. And, you know, another quick story, side note, I think it was 01, I had the opportunity to play against him in the Eastern Conference Finals. I was with Milwaukee, he was with the Sixers, and I had to guard him. And I'm chasing this guy, I'm 6'9", 6'10", 245, I'm chasing him off down screens. He's ISOing me and all that kind of stuff, and it just reminded me of, you know, just, you know, his quickness, his gift, his God-given gift to play the game. And you just knew, you know, obviously he was our culture guy, he was our guy. You know, changed a lot of rules for us, you know, the real ones, as we say. But just overall, man, just a great talent, and I appreciate everything he's done.
Yeah, and mine was, it was short. We only played together for a year and a half. It was a shortened season because of the lockout. So it was really, you know, 50 games. But it started, because it was a lockout, I was still in college, still kind of kicking it around there. But my mother and my brother, they were coming to live with me in Philadelphia, so they came before I did. And guess where they meet? In Fridays on City Line.
On City Line, like everybody, City Line.
City Line.
City Line was the spot, wasn't it?
That was the spot.
Okay.
So that's who they run into. So I think it started with family. From you know, even before we stepped on the court, before we started talking basketball, it started with family. And when I talked to him on the phone, he was like, I got him. And that meant he had my little brother and my mom because I was still in St. Louis. So once I got to the city, we was on a lockout, but it was some pickup games. You know, he showed me where to go around, you know, pick me up, we would ride together, talk, chop it up. Again, talking about other things other than basketball.
Right.
So that's where we built that foundation. So again, we played a year and a half together, but been friends almost 20 years now. So that speaks to like the person that he is, obviously what this game can do for people like us that come from similar backgrounds but live in different areas. You know what I'm saying? We get a chance to meet and get together, but our relationship is more than the team aspect. We had the Flight Brothers, we had, you know, a playoff run, but any story I tell is about how the family that we are versus the teammates and what we did on the court. So for me, that's where it, you know, that's the foundation of it. You know what I'm saying? That I'm a phone call away, any situation. And my story, funny story is him, you know what I'm saying? I've told this story, but riding a Bentley, you know what I'm saying? St. Louis, never Bentley, different, right? I mean, foreign. That's something foreign, right? It was something foreign. I had a Lincoln Navigator when I decided to come out of school. Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying, we were working out together, and one day I decided to, you know what I'm saying, drop him off, and I was gonna keep his car, because I was gonna pick him up the next day. We all know, Chuck, you gotta make sure, if you gotta be somewhere, you gotta be the responsible one.
Yes, to get him there.
You gotta get him there.
Exactly.
I got to go and pick him up. So I gotta make sure that he there, you know what I'm saying? So he said, take the Bentley and come pick me up.
Like now.
Yeah, long story short.
Like now.
Yeah. Too many things haven't changed.
Yeah, no, it's still the same.
Yeah.
But like now, again, a trickster as well.
Yeah.
So he know that the car ain't got no gas in it. You know what I mean? I'm riding the car. It start acting up. Eventually it stopped. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Think I did something wrong, didn't start it right, didn't do this. End up calling Chuck. He pull up, laughing, giggling. He knew the car didn't have no gas. So he let me run out of gas in the car so I could call him and pick him up.
Yeah.
And when I seen him, I was like, oh man, you know what I'm saying, I did something wrong. And he just started laughing like, you know what I'm saying, like Chuck do. He was like, nah, man, the damn car ran out of gas.
Yeah.
So we put some gas in the car, we got to moving, but that's one of the stories that I always, you know, try to share.
Bro, you know what killed me though? Like, on the outside looking in, you would think that you and Chuck played together 10 years, bro.
Right.
Because like, everybody, like, especially when you came in the league, every time you seen AI, we seen Bug. Every time you seen, so we thought they played together for a long time, not even knowing it was that short, bro.
Yeah, right. Sure.
But it goes, that's a testament to what you're saying. You can see the family aspect of y'all.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't, just seeing y'all around each other, you wouldn't think y'all played together for that short time.
No. Yeah, short time.
Yeah.
So you talk about family. For me, it was super important for me to be a part of this game, right? Not only was it important for me, but to have Allen reach out to me and be like, bro, I want you to be basically the face of my game. You know, I know you're gonna be here. I know you're gonna put the passion in. I know you're gonna lead the game how I would, right? So for me, I look at this as being one of the faces and the coach every year to this game. I look at that as an honor, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because not only am I being able to be in a position to help these kids, but I'm helping shine a light on somebody who I admire. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I consider him family.
Right.
How important is it for y'all to be able to be here, represent for Allen Iverson, and also being a part of his family to make sure his name and he get the recognition and the flowers that he deserves, because he don't get it. He don't get the flowers he deserves.
Right.
How important is it for y'all to be here, you know what I'm saying, representing his name and making sure his name lives on and gets seen in the right light?
It's huge. You know, I've seen Chuck's growth and development, you know, through it all. I remember his mom's, you know, coming behind the bench, you know, braiding his hair when one of the braids.
Wasn't that gangster?
You know,
that was the gangster shit ever in NBA history.
Yeah, I remember. right. I remember, you know, as kids, you know, being small. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's different. Like Chuck knew my wife because my wife went to Georgetown, so he knew my wife, you know, early on. So they already had, you know, a relationship because they both was at the same school. So, you know, it's huge, man, and it's definitely a family, you know, atmosphere. And like you said, to keep shining the light on someone that was special, you know, within his craft and what he's brought to this game, it's big time. It's big time, and this is what it's about. You know, we have to keep, you know, our pairs, our guys that are, you know, the culture guys. You know, we have to keep that legacy going, and this is big. This is
Definitely up there, boy.
Yeah, just keep lifting them up. You know what I'm saying? Just keep lifting them up. Obviously, as a former teammate, you always get to tell me an Allen Iverson story, or, you know what I'm saying, what sort of things that he do, you know, while you were playing together, I'm always like, he was cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, tell some things that he may not want to disclose.
Right.
I'm never, no, he was a good teammate, he's a good guy.
That's you with me and anybody else.
Yeah, that's my family,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna protect them, and I know that, you know what I'm saying, especially with Allen and his name, how much that carries. Like,
Right.
I think we know his name carries more than even he sometimes realizes.
He has no clue.
He don't. So my message to him, man, over all these years, is to exactly what he's doing now. Line up, get yourself out there, and people will bow down.
Give you
You know what I'm
flowers.
saying? They will give you what you want them to give you.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
And that's been my message to him, man. I'm glad to see now he's, you know what I'm saying, he got the game going on. He's
We
doing
finally got him to a fight.
Oh, man, we
Yeah,
finally got into a boxing
He
match.
traveled to
That
the
was
fights.
big. That was
He
big.
traveled to the fights,
That
man. He
was
been
big.
showing up
That was
on
big.
time.
On time. Yes.
That's big. So for me, man, that's family, and I always want to make sure that the right light is shined on family. Like, you know what I'm saying, we all have our, you know, our things that happen behind the scenes. But
Yeah.
when it's time to put family first, man, he one of them guys that you want to make sure that he get everything he deserves.
Definitely. Definitely.
So, in January, you were here in Camden with our VP, Brian Daly, J.R. Smith, DeJuan Wagner Jr. Y'all honored Brian Daly's father, which was a beautiful thing.
Right.
How important is it for you to be back in Jersey and the game be back in Jersey? You know, where DJ's from.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just talk about that. Being here in January and back here for the Allen Iverson
Big
Classic.
time, big time. This is what's needed in the state of New Jersey. New York always gets everything, right? Jersey absolutely gets nothing. And I told Brian that when he announced that the game would be in Jersey, and even this All-Star game, right? I told him it was going to be a huge turnout. He believed in it, he loved it, and this is why the game is back, right? Just the history and the legacy of Jersey basketball, right? A lot of players came out of the state, a lot of players. But no family has more royalty than the Wagner family.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Daddy, you know, Milt was definitely a killer.
McDonald's All-American?
Yeah, McDonald's All-American. You know, I don't know how many years he played in the league. But
Showtime Lakers?
Right. You know, he held his own. And then you got, you know, DeJuan, you know, obviously.
McDonald's All-American.
McDonald's All-American. A lot of people gonna, you know, have this argument or this debate between myself and him, who's the king of New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know, all of those kind of things. Then obviously, you know, little guy, you know, little
McDonald's
DJ,
All-American.
Another McDonald's All-American. So that's royalty right
Yes,
there,
sir.
right? Yeah. So, you know, for this game to be, you know, here in New Jersey, and he have an opportunity to go out, you know, in his last game, you know, playing high school basketball, it's big time. It's big time. You can't ask for a better, you know, layout or outro, you know, for his high school, you know, career, you know, per se. So, I know the state of New Jersey is excited. They can't wait, and you know, tomorrow's the day. So we're gonna get it on.
So now we are the OGs, right? We are the older guys. We had the experience. Now we kind of far away from the game, so now we're more in the teaching mode. How important to y'all is it for us to give game back to the youngsters? And I ain't talking about basketball. I'm talking about in life, good or bad, the ups and downs. Cause we all done been through certain shit that they might end up dealing with in life. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how important do y'all think it is for us to give that game to them as far as life and not just basketball? Because we basically, experience is the best teacher. And people always say experience is the best teacher until it comes to basketball players.
Right,
they want to debate us like we don't know, right?
Yeah,
But
it's life, it's life.
But I know the guys like y'all, Matt, and other guys that have been around, it really ain't too much in life that we haven't been through, good and bad. How important is it us to share our stories and share our advice and game with the youngsters, because there ain't no more vets on the sidelines.
Right.
Man, I think it's huge. I mean, as young black men, you know what I'm saying, navigating the space that we're in and being able to use basketball as that teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like the different life expecting things that you have to go through, accountability, you know what I'm saying, showing up on time, you know, hard work, you know, all of those things that you experience through life, all the things that I, you know what I'm saying, make sure my son and my kids know, trying to give that to the young people, because we don't know their situations. We don't know what sort of background they come from. We don't know if they got a father in the house know what I'm saying, that if you say a certain key word, it might resonate more than
trigger something.
Yeah, than what he's getting at home. So I think that that's an advantage too with using basketball, because we can all come together with basketball and then figure out that a lot of us got the same life story.
Yes.
Like we all got like this story. So my thing is now just like letting the young people know that just like you got a story, I had a story, man next to you got a story. Just don't make that an excuse.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to do, is to talk to them in a way that you can receive it, understand it, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, the things that you're going through on the court, things you're going through off the court, just don't make that your excuse, because we all got something that we're dealing with. So that's kind of how I mentor it.
Well, I've been in this mentoring space for 26 years
Yeah.
now with my AAU program.
What's the name of your AAU program?
Tim Thomas Players.
Tim Thomas Players.
So I started that program my rookie year in '97. Don't want to give my age, but kind of old there.
45.
6, youngster.
You're 46. Yeah,
Yep.
you got
Yeah.
me
96.
Yeah.
I always mess with them about that. But anyway, I've been in this space now for 26 years, and you know, it's always key to always be able to share that information, right? Because a lot of us come from the inner cities, you know, they're instant millionaires once they, you know, make the league. So, you know, you have to share, you know, that information on finances and, you know, taxes and different things of that nature. So it's key. It's key. And like Boggs was saying, everyone has, you know, different scenarios and different backgrounds on how they came up. But, you know, once you find that success, man, you got to be able to hold on to it and expand it, you know, in the future. So for me, you know, I always been a guy that always try to share, you know, information and give the youngsters that game, because, you know, the same way God can bless you, he can also take it away from you, you know. So, you know, once you gain that success, you got to be, you know, in the right mind space to want to, you know, receive it, you know, from guys that, you know, like us now that we're OGs, and then also be able to share it, you know, once you're done with your time. So I think it's very, very key to be able to, you know, express that and share information, because life has its up and downs, you know, it's just a roller coaster. So
Who was that guy for you?
For myself,
In the league when you played?
in the league,
When you played, who was that guy that gave you the game?
well, in my neighborhood, I had guys like James Hargrove, James Scott. Both of those guys was D1 players. One of them went on, James Scott went on to play 3 years with the Miami Heat. James Hargrove played overseas at a high level. But those guys was the guys that really, you know, kind of latched on to me early as a youngster. And then in the league, God rest his soul, Malik Sealy was the guy that, you know, kind of, you know, helped me a lot. Scottie Pippen was a guy also that helped me a lot in my process, because he latched on to me while I was in high school, you know. So those guys kind of, you know, helped me along the way. And then once I got in the league, I had OGs like Terry Cummins, which was, you know, my vet, my rookie year, Tom Chambers. You know, those guys kind of laid the foundation for me to kind of help me with the whole process.
Who was the guy for you?
And I moved around. You know what I'm saying? I moved around, so I took lead from different guys. I watched how Allen, you know, moved around, especially on the court, especially the amount of, the amount of attention that he got from the fans and from you know, just going out and shit, killing everybody every day. And then I think like one of the guys that I, you know, haven't mentioned a lot was Mookie Blaylock. When I went to left Philadelphia and went to Golden State, Mookie Blaylock was there. He was the point guard, and he had knowledge, man. Like he had knowledge. He was an older guy, so he had that, you know, real life stuff. He was a kind of a country boy, so he had that sort of value to him. But he knew what he was doing on the basketball court. So when I went out to Golden State, I just learned how to play point, but I learned how to play defense from the point guard spot. And I think for me, that was something I took and ran with for the rest of my career.
Damn, you ain't even mention me, man. You was my rook.
Yeah, I was. And TT, like when I got to Philly, hanging out with these guys, it was like I told you yesterday, it was like meeting brothers. Meeting brothers. I was a, you know, low-key, kickback type of guy.
Still is.
I run into these guys, they moving in the same way. So I'm like, okay, I can fit in with these guys. I ain't got to be loud. I ain't got to be somebody who I'm not. So running around with these guys, and that was the start out. Because again, I was on a lockout. So when I came into the league, I had no direction.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't even go into the practice facility, like nothing. So the guys that I met when I came in, now that you mention it, but very important because I'm from St. Louis.
Yeah.
So I get to a city where I don't really have no direction. You know, telling what could happen.
Yeah.
So
I'm the same way. Marbury, my first year in the league, Stephon Marbury really took care of me. Bought me an Escalade, gave me about $15,000. Then took me shopping. Don't spend that. Then took me shopping. Because I was from Texas. So, you know, I'm coming, my pants still starched down. He like, bro, you can't go nowhere with me like that.
You was in Jersey.
You remember that?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm throwing up to Jersey, living in Secaucus.
Secaucus.
I hopped out one day, going to practice with my starched down pants, Steph pulled me to the side. Like, bro, after practice, I'm taking you shopping.
Yeah.
You can't walk around like that. You're not in Texas no more.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm wearing Timbs every day.
And
then next year I go to San Antonio, and the two people that was probably the most important people in my whole career was Tim Duncan and Steve Smith.
Oh, wow.
Tim Duncan showed me what I needed to do and embraced me so I could get on that court because he knew I deserved it.
Right.
Regardless of all the shit that was going on, what people said, he knew I belonged on the court. As a man and as a professional, Steve Smith taught me everything I know. Waking up, he taking me to church with his family. When they cooking dinner, I got a seat at the table with him and his wife and his sons. I seen what family and what professionalism look like. You know what I mean? So those two guys were very important in my life. Before we get out of here, these kids walk outside, right? And it's a billboard right there. What would you want the billboard to say for them to see as soon as they walk out the gym? And you the question after him.
I would probably say consistency. That's the biggest thing within this game and where they're going next. And if they're fortunate enough to go to the league or overseas, being consistent because they all can play. I don't think any of them know their strengths from their weaknesses at this point. Right? And we all know, you know, that next level, being consistent is everything. So I definitely would say consistency.
along them same lines, how you do anything is how you do everything. Right? So how you do anything is how you do everything.
I like that.
And you can't coach effort. Right? Billboard, you can't coach effort. I should never have to tell these young people, sprint hard. Somebody got to tell you that, bring somebody else in to do it.
Right.
Yep.
For me, I would say, to end the show, I would say nothing beats a failure but a try. If you don't try, you already failed.
Right.
So believe in yourself. Anything could be done. Look where I'm at now. Nobody thought I would be here. So believe in yourself. This is the Allen Iverson Classic 2023 with my brothers, Larry Hughes, Tim Thomas. We'll see y'all Saturday.